If you're still working on your money, this episode is for you because progress doesn't have to be perfect to be real.
Financial freedom isn't about making it. It's about not quitting.
Today, we're celebrating National Financial Freedom Day. And before anyone clicks away thinking, cool, not for me, let's be clear. This day is not just for people who've paid off everything, retired early, or figured out money at 22.
It's for the people paying things down, saving what they can, restarting again, and still showing up. Financial freedom isn't one big moment. It's a bunch of decisions that don't always feel exciting, but they actually matter a lot.
So, for this episode, we're answering real questions from people just like you, who are in the middle of the journey. So no hype, no shame, no pretending it's easy.
Just real talk. And a reminder that if you're still working on it, you're doing it right. My name is Ashley.
And my name's Kourtney. Let's get into it with our first question.
Sounds good.
Is it normal to feel broke even when I'm working?
Yes, I would say that is the case unless you have a budget. What do you think, Kourtney?
Absolutely. If you are not telling your money where to go, if you have it coming in, then it's just going to be going right out and it's very hard to keep track of. So it's always easy to feel like there is never enough. It's super, super important to make that budget, to have a plan. You know what you're making. You've got to make a plan for where you're going to spend it on. Otherwise, yes, it's always going to feel like it's running away from you.
I agree.
How do people afford rent, groceries, and the social life?
Yeah, rent, groceries, and a social life can add up, definitely. I think the most important part when you're trying to fit all of those things in is one, the budget, just like we talked about. But also I think it's so important, you have to have balance.
For sure.
If you want, to have rent, you gotta be able to make your rent, you gotta have somewhere to live, but you probably can't have, a super fancy penthouse apartment and be buying groceries of steak and lobster every night and be going out 5 nights a week. That's most likely not realistic. If you can, great, good for you. But the average person needs to get something reasonable. You need a rent, get a reasonable apartment, buy groceries, but buy the generic brands. Find ways that you can save, and that frees up more money for those fun things for the social life. Maybe, plan ahead. I'm going to go out once a week. I'm going to plan one event a month, something to that nature. So you have something to look forward to, but you're not way overdoing it.
Something that I find that really helps me is using my online banking app, which has a goals and budget section. So I am able to put in there how much I want to allocate for my groceries a week, or how much I want to allocate for my rent, or for my fun things that I want to do on the weekend. Having something visually there is a lot more impactful, especially for me.
Absolutely. And I think, like you said, you can't have a budget with just vibes. Having it hard and fast in front of you, written down with actual numbers, that's going to get you where you want to go.
For sure.
Hey, what's up? So what does financial freedom actually mean for somebody my age?
I think for somebody my age, it's understanding money.
I think that's a great start. I think for anyone, for any age, is that knowledge is power. Yep. So it's not necessarily about having a specific thing done because it's so personal. It's going to look different based off the circumstances that you're in, whether you took out student loans, whether you have debts, whether you have a lot of resources available to you, but knowing what you have, how they work, and what to do with them is going to empower you to feel that freedom because it's not going to be overwhelming. You're not going to be confused, and it's not going to just feel like, this fog that you're just like, oh, well, there's money and I'm going to figure it out and we're going to, taking it one day at a time is not how we do financial freedom.
Not at all. It's a long-term investment, truly. So having things strategized and thinking about, okay, maybe in a month I want to reach this goal, or maybe in a year even, depending on what you're talking about, is that's the goal at the end of the day, is to not look at money as a day-by-day resource, but a long-term investment or goal.
Yep. So I guess bottom line, what's financial freedom look like? Learn as much as you can and make a plan.
Yep.
I'm trying to learn how to budget better. How much fun money is realistic?
All right. This is a hard one.
Yeah.
But the reality is it depends on you and your budget. What does your fun money look like?
So I put 15% away for fun money a month. I calculate that again by using my goals and budget within my online banking app.
That's awesome. I think that's a great example because there's a lot of different ways you can calculate it out. It might be a percentage of your income. That might be a good fit for you and your budget and the kind of stuff that you make. But it also might be just like a set dollar amount. Like I know I can have fun with, maybe it's $100 a month with the season that I'm in. If you're trying to pay off a lot of debt, if you're trying really hard to save something, just cut off at a set dollar amount so everything extra is investing towards your financial goals. Or maybe it's just like you can put it on one thing. So it turns out one time out to dinner or one concert or one thing like that. But the baseline is that you have to have parameters that are helping you continue to move forward towards those long-term goals.
For sure.
How do I stop stressing about money every day?
Okay, so I view money as, again, a long-term situation. So I like treating my finances as a social media app, essentially. So I like to check it at least once a week or maybe a couple times a week to make sure that I'm on track, my goals are in place, and my budget is where it's needing to be.
I think that's a great idea. Being aware of it constantly, knowing how much you have, what payments have gone out, et cetera, is super helpful. But I think also another resource that I love and that I set a lot of my members up with is most financial institutions have the option for you to set up alerts. So you can set up alerts customized anytime a transaction is above a certain amount, anytime your balance goes below a certain amount. So again, you're always aware, stuff doesn't catch you by surprise. And if something's wrong, something comes through that shouldn't, you can address it immediately rather than, it's surprising you down the line.
For sure.
That staying tied in and staying aware and keeping it in front of your face is a huge key to not feeling anxiety.
I'm just starting learning about money. How do I know I'm doing the right thing?
That's a really great question.
I think it really is going to come down to, are you making progress? Have you defined a goal? Because that's, again, have a plan, have a budget for everything. Once you've defined a goal, are you making progress? Are you doing the right things as defined? Are you making progress? So if it's debt, are you paying it down? If it's savings, are you putting things away in savings? It doesn't have to be this really strict, stringent, you can't breathe or have any fun until you do all these things, but you need to be seeing consistent progress, and that is how you're gonna know if you're on the right track. If there's one thing we hope you take away from today, it's this. Financial freedom isn't some finish line that you either reach or fail. It's about showing up. It's making one decision and then another, sometimes confidently, sometimes tired, sometimes restarting after the third time and still not quitting.
If you're paying things down, learning how money actually works, or just trying to stress a little less than you did last month, then that counts. There's progress in real time.
So wherever you are, give yourself credit for not checking out. And if this episode helped you feel a little less alone with your money, share it with someone else who needs that reminder too.
Thanks for spending part of your day with us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.